Hey, it's Coach Shulan, and I just want to share something that's kind of been on my heart about. I learned so much from my 16-year-old who's a sophomore in high school, who really values being challenged. And this is a kid that was like, things have been tough for him. I mean, he's gone through all the things that we've been through. He wasn't always treated the best like everyone else, but he worked very hard, has a very big passion for basketball. Is he the best player on the team? That's not what's important to him, but he made the varsity team, one of two sophomores to do that. And I really feel it's his coachability and willingness to learn. But then there comes a time where you have to look at school. And school to me is tough, right? School is like fitness. School is like trying to get to that next level, right? And when things start getting tough, or when you start getting overwhelmed, I always tell them it's a choice, or when things start to run away with you, you tend to spiral out of control. And so my son really went through that. And when I look at him struggle, it reminds me of my own fitness goals and my own struggles and how to get back on track and what it takes. And sometimes it's about treading water. Sometimes about, okay, I need to push myself harder, but I'm going to push myself way, way harder right now, but I'm going to come out at average or below average when it comes to like grades as an example. But the bottom line is I have to start somewhere. I have to push through this. I have to look at my why, like what's really important to me, like what do I really, really want? And for my son, it's about him really wanting to play basketball and maybe having some options. Who knows? I've had parents say, oh, if your kid hasn't been tagged by a college, they're not going to get tagged at all. And I thought, why would you ever tell your kid to dream smaller? Or a kid has a dream about college and a name. You're like, oh, that'll never happen for you. You should just blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why would you tell your kid to dream smaller? And it's much like when we share that we're on a personal health or fitness goal, people are like, oh, you should just love who you are right now, or you're eating something outside of your plan, or like, oh, what happened to your diet? What happened to you? And it's just like, it's so unbelievable to me that people say that, and then I take a hard look at myself and recognize I used to say shit like that. I really did, and out loud, and also to myself. So the beautiful part about all this is that change is possible, that we can change our mindset, and it's hard. Sometimes it feels like you're just treading in place. Sometimes you hit that plateau and we're only focusing on the numbers or focusing on the grades. We're not looking at the growth that's happening. My son has learned a tremendous amount this past semester. He learned that he took on too much by taking an AP, an honors class, an Algebra 2 trig, and he has 7 periods at school, plus varsity basketball. But he wanted to be with those that challenge him. He wanted to be with the varsity kids because they were about leadership and pushing harder, and he would be challenged and he would learn. He values learning from others who are better than him, others that he aspires to be like and aspires to even be better than. And that happens when you level up. So he leveled up in his basketball, and he was trying to do that at the school. And he took on more than he could chew, and then he started sticking his head in the ground, much like it happens on a health and fitness journey. And so I'm really learning from that. And instead of really beating him up about the grades, I did with him what I do with others that I coach in health and fitness. It's when things start to spiral out of control, or we start sticking our head in the ground, we have to look at and go, where are we growing? Where are we developing? What's happened during this time that our scale hasn't moved? And it's just about the scale, or is it about other things? Is it about a health gain, or an ability to tie your shoe, or to walk the steps, or you were able to get up and down off the ground with your kid easily? What are those things that improved during that time that you plateaued? And so I don't just focus on the scale. Like, I don't want him just to focus on the grade. While there's still grade goals and where he wants to go to school, it's important. And what I want to do with my life is important. The scale plays a role. It's not the end all be all. A lot of other things have to happen, and that includes learning experiences and failures and better communication with yourself and others and adulting. Like, seriously, adulting. And I think this past year, I've really learned to adult and really pull my head out of the sand. So why am I telling you all this? Is because this journey is so much more than that number, than that grade. It's about learning about you and how you can grow and how you can excel. And sometimes that requires that clean slate. And so for my son, it's second semester. So he made the choices on his own. He removed himself from AP World. He removed himself from Honors English. But he absolutely did not want to remove himself from Algebra 2 Trig. And he actually loved his English class so much, he didn't want to remove himself from Honors English either. But he had to weigh his goals, what he knew about how to better manage his time, what he didn't do well, what he can do well, and he really adulted. And I'm really proud of him. And I know that it's our influence at home that plays a role in that too, that we didn't push him in a direction just because. And the amazing part that I learned about colleges is that the story matters, and that the ability to show growth in getting over difficult situations, whether it's at home or in school, and making tough decisions and growing from that is just as important to my son and his school goals as it is to me and my health and fitness goals. And really looking at what holds me back, what words hold me back. Like, I have to get my my eating really, really clean and on point tends to make me spiral out of control. So I learned a new word, which is, because I've been, lifting weights. I almost said I've been bodybuilding. I guess sort of. I'm building a body. I'm using the word cut. So cut doesn't have any kind of a trigger for me or anything like that. And so what I'm doing is I am cutting back because I want to reveal more of the muscle that I built. This girl's doing 50-pound, dumbbell presses once, but I'll do it again. Or 15 pounds, lateral raises, or 35-pound, flies, or whatever it is. I'm so proud of that, and I want to be able to show more of it. So I'm cutting, quote unquote, to be able to reveal more of that. And so it becomes more about the journey than about this number or this scale, or the fact that I have a cruise in 6 weeks that I earned, which is really amazing. It's all paid for. Or I'm going to be speaking on stage. The reality is I'm on a journey, and it's always about what I'm learning from it and where do I want to get to. And I have that grade too. I have that goal. I have people always ask me what your weight loss goal is. Mine is to break 200 pounds, 199. Everything after that is cake. I've got a lean body mass of 155. So if you go to do the math, you go, well, your body fat's still high. Okay. But you've got to look at the overall journey, what I've learned and what I've grown in the 70 pounds. It used to be 350 plus pounds. But on top of all that, all the health issues. So what did I learn? What did I gain? And what can I gain from a clean slate? So if you can identify with that and this babble and this just one-shot video, something that was just on my heart, and you're like, I want to learn to be able to embrace the challenges and how to overcome them, and how to apply that to my health and fitness, and how to even apply that to my life, I would love to chat with you about that. And I actually have a group that does that. And if you're not interested in my group, pay attention to my social media. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to my Facebook. A lot more will come out of my YouTube. But if you really want to be able to connect with me and what it is that I do work with a select few on a monthly basis. And I'd love to talk to you more about that and introducing you to your fit fam, your support sisters, other plus size women just like you, learning this exact same information that also leads you to a group of women who've been through this process, who've graduated from that content, even expanding more on that fit fam support sisters. So thanks so much for listening to what I have to say. I hope that meant something to you. I hope that, struck something to you. It's something more than an aha that creates some action for you, because we can have all sorts of aha moments, but if we don't act on them, they're just a moment. So I'd love to help you take action. Check out the information below about my groups. And even if you don't reach out, if this did something for you or it inspires you or had you have a revelation about something that maybe you're going to change in your life or how to view your journey, I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments as well too.